Hello. I'm very happy to be here tonight, and it's my birthday today as well. Thanks very much. I got loads of cards, and I looked at all these cards, and I've got a message for all you ladies in the room from us blokes everywhere. Us blokes couldn't give a shit about cards. For us, cards should be in a big pile with all the other stuff that women like and blokes don't. Do you know what I mean? Like salad, Coldplay, foreplay. Let's be totally honest, shall we? There's a huge list of things, isn't there, that women like and blokes don't, and I've got it here. No, I have really. I've had fuck all to do all day. So in alphabetical order, I was a little bit bored. Stuff that women like and blokes don't. Anniversaries. We'd remember them if we gave a shit. That's funny because it's true. I'm not talking the big ones like weddings, birthdays. I'm talking all the petty, shitty little ones we're supposed to remember. Do you know what I mean? First time you held hands. First kiss, first child. Yeah, the petty shit. Moving on. Anything with Hugh Grant in it? Unless it's Liz Hurley. Baileys. It's not sophisticated, ladies. It tastes like sick. Baths. What are you doing in there all that time? If I'd wanted to live with an aquatic mammal, I'd have married a seal. Probably got a bit more ball action as well. And a round of applause afterwards. It's a joke about seals, mate. You look a bit blank, that's all. Is that your look, is it? Sorry. Candles. One for a power cut, that's it. We couldn't give a shit if it was vanilla or cinnamon. Cats. Never mind, we kick them when you're not looking. Children. See cats. It's funny because it's true. Coloured envelopes. Pathetic. Commitment. Crying because the film is so lovely. You know you are. Cuddly toys all over the bed. Grow up, for fuck's sake. Cushions. Yes, ladies, having that many cushions is a sign of mental illness. You need help, okay? If you've got cushions in your car, you're beyond help. You should be in a padded cell somewhere, which you'd probably love because the walls are like cushions. Essential oils. They're not essential. Feelings. We don't need all those feelings, do we? We can get by with 3 quite easily. Hungry, horny, tired. In that order. Foot massage. In fact, any sort of massage that doesn't end in a wank. Even then we can do without the massage. Just trying to save you a little bit of time, ladies, that's all. Unnecessary effort. I mean, there's not a bloke in this room that's going to say, leave me cock for a bit and do my feet. I'm guessing that's never going to happen, okay? If it does happen, I suggest you give him some of your scented candles, introduce him to your brother. He'll be a lot happier. While on the subject of feet, ladies, what is it with your feet? You're moaning about your feet the whole time, aren't you? My feet are cold. Rub my feet. Can I put my feet on you? My feet are cold. Rub my feet. Never your tits that are cold, is it? Just saying, that's all. Gok Wan. Yes, now we all know Gok Wan, don't we? He was the guy that rose to fame presenting the show How to Look Good Naked. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'm mainly talking to the men now. I know you ladies have seen it. I'll tell you what happens in this show. Gok, he gets some women who quite patently don't look good naked. And he tells them that they do look good naked. That's it. Get a grip, will you, for God's sakes. He's gay. Gok's gay. He fancies blokes. If Gok thinks you look good naked, you look like a lorry driver. I can't believe you're going for his lies. He spends the whole show mincing about like some Oriental Thunderbird puppet. You're lapping the whole thing up. How come when Gok's lying to women to get their kit off, he's a hero, and when I'm doing it, I'm a bastard? Now look, if anyone here thinks I'm being a little bit too harsh, that perhaps the women on Gok's show do look good naked, I can tell you now, they don't. Now, I'm not just saying that, I can prove it, all right? Because if that show really featured women that look good naked, then all these blokes would be watching it. Yeah? Not just watching it, Sky Plus in it. God could have to change his name to Go Wank. It's an anagram, mate, an anagram. All the same letters, but in a different order. Still nothing. Look, I've gone off the point slightly. My point was this, right? Blokes aren't all that interested in birthday cards. That was my point. I've been distracted, I know that. And obviously, ladies, we know the rules about cards. All blokes know the rules about cards. Give any bloke a card, any sort of card, we'll say, oh, thanks very much. That's lovely, that is. How thoughtful. We might even pretend to read the little bit of shit you've written in there. The truth is, we wouldn't even open them if it wasn't for the small chance there might be some money in there. Do you know I still get cards from my relatives with book tokens in? Book tokens, I'm a grown adult. What, they don't trust me with money or something? Pisses me right off. I mean, not as much as it pissed off the lap dancer. You want to see pissed off? You try tucking a couple of Waterstones vouchers. I think she must have had a Kindle. I'm not drunk tonight, I'm totally sober. Having a few days off the booze. I was out the other night with some people. I said, I'm not drinking. They went, don't worry, we've got low alcohol lager. And I said, no, you misheard me there. I said, I'm not drinking, I didn't say I'm mental. And they said low alcohol, like low was the selling point, like that was going to attract me in some way. That doesn't happen with any other drugs, does it? Let's say after this, someone comes up and says, here, mate, do you fancy a little bit of cocaine? And I say, no thanks, I'm trying to leave it out. They're never going to say, don't worry about that, I've cut this to fuck. There's virtually no coke in there at all. In fact, there's so much vitamin C in there, that counts as one of your 5 a day. Doesn't happen, does it? You can't get any drugs low, can you? Only alcohol. Or you can't get, like, Viagra low, can you? That's a shame, isn't it? You could have a laugh at that, couldn't you? Imagine you wanted to play a trick on your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. 1 tab Viagra low, you'd have a 7.5-hour semi-erection. Funny, wouldn't it? Get funnier as the hours went by, wouldn't it? You know there's Viagra for women as well now? It's called Intrinsia. Has anyone heard of it? One slag up there. There's one in every room. It's a joke, there's more than one. I'll tell you why most people haven't heard of it. It's because it's a rubbish name, isn't it? Intrinsia. Who thought of that? They should let me name it. It's Viagra for women, makes women wet, Niagara. I don't have to do this, you know. I've got money. Admittedly, all tied up in my parents' house. Where there's a will, there's a way. Come on, you've all thought that, haven't you? It's a nightmare, isn't it? The constant waiting. No, I'll be totally honest with you. My mum's been dead for years, but my daddy's just clinging on. And I visit him. You have to visit him, don't you? Especially in the cold weather. I pop in, open a few windows, fuck off. Sometimes I go around and visit him unexpectedly, you know. Boo! Normally bring a young couple with me as well, and an estate agent. Quick, show them around, I'll keep him busy. Don't judge me, people. I know it's wrong, but I can't help myself. Whenever I see my dad buying anything, I can't help thinking, I don't want that. What the fuck am I going to do with that? A bath with a door in it. It's rubbish as well. I've tried it. You open the door, all the water comes out. That's not going to sell on eBay, is it? The other day, he started on about holidays. I went, holidays, Dad? Hold it right there. That sounds a bit pricey to me. He was all offended. He was like that. Well, you can't take it with your son. I was going, no, but you could leave it here. And then I felt a little bit bad, and I said, come on, Dad. I'll help you book a holiday. And I put my arm round him, and he got out the old Saga brochure. My dad's looking through anyway, bless him like that. He's looking through, he's going, oh, Caribbean cruise, that looks nice. I was going, no, you won't like that, Dad. Bit pricey. Oh, this looks good, Dad. What about this? White water rafting. That is a lovely place in Switzerland I've heard of. Okay, fair enough. Too far for some of you, I heard that. Probably shouldn't have said that. But let's face it, we've all said things in our lives we shouldn't have said, haven't we? Everyone in here said something they shouldn't have said. You've probably got lists of things you shouldn't have said. I know I have. Things I never should have said, in alphabetical order. I do. Thanks very much. It's only a joke, though. I'm very happily married. My wife, she spent a fortune on a wedding dress. A fortune. Complete waste of money in my mind. She's worn it once. I've worn it more than she has. She's insisting on keeping it forever as well. I found it the other day. It's all wrapped up in tissue in a box under the bed, and I pulled it out and I said, we've really got to keep this forever. We don't have the room. And she said, yes, it's romantic. I went, oh, is it? Okay. And then she said, it'd be really romantic if when I die, I could be buried in it. And I said, well, you better hope you die of some kind of wasting disease. That's the only way you're ever going to get back into that. So I could chuck it in on top if you want. You could wear it like a bib. What a great reaction to a joke that was, wasn't it? Blokes laughing, skinny girls laughing. I'm not going any further with that, I'm not stupid. Listen, I know I was being a bit harsh about my dad just now. I don't want you to worry about my dad. None of that stuff I'm saying is upsetting him. He can't hear me, my dad. He's deaf as a post, and I think it's God's fault. I think God has screwed up the design of people in a big way. Have you noticed? Because as you get older, your ears get bigger and bigger, and yet you can't hear fuck all. It's design fault, surely, isn't it? The other design fault I've noticed, as you get older, you get up earlier and earlier, and you've got fuck all to do. My dad gets up every morning at 6:30. 6:30. Puts on a collar and tie, then he falls asleep in a fucking chair. How anyone can fall asleep with Sky Sports on that loud, I do not know. He hasn't even got a dish. He picks it up with his ears, I think. Keep saying to him, have a lay in, Dad, for fuck's sake. Maybe then you could leave the heating off for another couple of hours. And he's like this for Dad. Whenever you speak to him, he's like that. You are. You are. And the other day I said, Dad, get a hearing aid, will you? Because that's not working, is it? Doing that. I said, you've given that a bloody good bash. You really have. 8 years now you've been doing that. We're now fairly sure that that's not working. So I'll tell you why that's not working, Dad. It's because people do that to catch more sound, isn't it? That's why you do that. But I said, Dad, when your ear is already bigger than your hand, you're wasting your time, aren't you? I said, all you're doing there is hiding your hand. Do you know what he said? He said, you what? So, come and find me on Twitter at Mike Gunn1, let me know. Better still, get online, download Mike Gunn's stand-up comedy CD, for fuck's sake, before it gets deleted. If you're too old to download, tell me now, I'll come home with you, I'll download it for you. Look, I'm desperate. If you're vaguely interested, come up to me after, I'll give you a piggy back home, carry in the house, pour your Baileys, run your bath, plump up the cushions, stroke the cat, light the candles, massage your feet with essential oils, then we can lay on the bed amongst the cuddly toys and I'll hold you gently whilst you cry your way through 4 weddings and a funeral. In the morning, I'll say you look good naked, we'll talk about your feelings, and finally, to mark my commitment on the anniversary of this night every year, I'll send you a card in a coloured envelope. I'll do an even better deal for the ladies. That's all from me. Thanks for listening. Good night.